tell me about those statements you made.
Cody,
I'm on the record.
I'm gonna have to ask for you to stay after stream, but in the meantime, hello everybody and welcome to D&D Session 12. I'm joined here by 5 wonderful people. Alpha is back, but unfortunately, when Alpha destabilized the European Union, we had to send James as an ambassador to steady our personal relationship with the EU. And so James is gone for this week, but he'll be back after undoing all of Alpha's hard work. In the meantime, we got a hand
Dungeon
up.
Master, why do I have to stay after class? But Alpha destabilized an entire world government, maybe the whole entire planet, and he gets to go.
Well, because
I was just about
Alpha,
to type it in chat. We're playing the long game.
because Alpha bought me chicken for dinner, and so it's just a free pass. Okay.
Wait a minute. You got chicken for dinner and I got fucking nothing?
Yeah.
After I buy
Maybe
you
be
Get ready for
the
them files, y'all. Get ready for them files.
get ready for finals.
Files. Files.
Oh no!
I gotta
Put
I
the
gotta-
shades on. Put the
I got a
shades.
USB stick.
Not
Somewhere you
the
don't need to know.
USB stick.
I'm glad James did it because I was gonna redeem some shades.
Did James
Yeah, put the
redeem
shades
shades? I don't see any shades pop up yet.
Is James in this? Is this said James in the room with us?
Is James in the room with us right now?
Am I in a different stream right now?
You might
Imagine
be.
he's just like in a random stream. He's like,
just-
I'm in last
here he
week's
is.
stream,
He's
I'm
just
like,
in someone else's stream, just being like, well,
Put the sunglasses on.
just he's trying to buy stuff. He's like, why is my chat not going through? It's just, dog. There's just someone else. It's just like, who is this person and who's Jacob?
All right, let's get into it.
Let's get into this. The shades have been purchased. But before we get into this proper, please, if this is your first time on the stream, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. If this isn't your first time on the stream, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you back. However, if you're not following on Twitch and you're watching the live version, please follow on Twitch. Or if you're watching the restream on YouTube, be sure to subscribe on YouTube. We love playing this. It's just following, subscribing, and watching lets us know that you enjoy it too. So let's get into some recaps. Last we left off, the group of you all made it out safely from the sewers underneath Alinar Oren. A run-in with the town guard and a soldier ended in your favor as Glaeren was able to lie to them and lead them somewhere else where he exited at a different point from the rest of you, and you all solved the little bit of key puzzle to open up the door, took the rods with you, and used them as a bartering chip against Adler, the seemingly second in command for the Chainbringer gang. He agreed to spice up the deal a little bit, even though you guys may have annoyed him slightly. That's all well and good. And a payday was there for each of you. 65 beautiful gold pieces per person. Some people went to go squander the cash immediately. Other people went to just go have a little bit of a break for the rest of the night. And that is where the parties had split. Is currently walking around aimlessly the underground of Alinar Oren, looking for people and eating a dinner. Glaeren and I believe Yoy have both gone back to the surface to spend out their time in the inn rooms that they have paid for and are still able to use because they're not wanted members of society. And Ophelia and Aelin have both went to the Lather House, a red light bathhouse on the far end of the Alinar Oren's underground marketplaces square, where the territory changes hands between gangs. from the gang of the Changebringer to the gang underneath the watchful eye of the Mistress. And that's where we'll pick up. There are several groups kind of scattered about, but only one, I believe, is looking to do a couple more things tonight. And so we'll pick back up in the Lather House with our two people who have moved into one of the back rooms. This magically contained steam and bathroom where both of you have picked up a escort. Aelin has picked up one of the a dark elf escort, and Ophelia has acquired the help of a fire genasi. As both of you are able to kind of go into that back room and start, you basically are able to get cleaned up, get washed, and this is the a large enough room basically to act as either actual like room to be bathed in and be in both warm and hot water, or it can just be used as a sauna if you just need to sweat away your worries. But as it is ongoing, as much or as little detail needs to be said between the two of you, and the floor is yours.
So, after the preparations to get into the water, Ophelia does tell them to, like, she wants it warm but not too hot. Good. We maneuver to our session. She has requested the not the full works to a certain extent. The normal bathing full works. So she wants the scented oils, the hair lather, and like all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Aelin can get all the other things. That's not my business. I just want to smell nice and feel good. Platonically.
Covered in the standard price that you have paid for.
Mm-hmm.
I want good oils that smell like my homeland.
Exotic.
By these standards, yes.
It's easy enough as you are able to receive assistance and be cleaned with the water kind of tapered to your specific wishes. Aelin, you seem to have an opinion.
Well, of choice, yes, but Aelin himself, I believe he would just look at the fine dark elven woman and say, I guess I'll have what she's having, and I'll I guess just like start to kind of enjoy the bath. But I will at some point like ask. I guess we're in the same room, aren't we? Like we're sharing the space.
We're in the same tub right now.
Yeah,
So
it's a very
we are in the same tub.
It's a very large area. It's not like you guys are in a single fucking like 2x6 bathtub. It's like
we're in.
You never know, dude. You never know.
It's
We're like a 15 by 15 room where the tub is 10 by 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
There's plenty
Is
of
how I
room.
feel about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So-
you've got the vibe.
So, not to like take his mind away from the moment or anything like that, because obviously he's enjoying it. I'm gonna start conversation like with Ophelia and just kind of ask like, so what's your real take on this whole underground stuff that we're doing here? I mean, do you think this is a means to an end?
She sighs for a moment, and then before she begins to talk, she does like reach towards her bag, and I'm assuming the fire genasi man will bring it to her because he's like kind of the attendant right now.
Mm-hmm. Of
And
like
he does-
kind of like reaching your arm over the bag, and then this very like tall, burly man reaches the full distance for you, kind of like overshadowing your arm, and pulls the bag closer to the edge of the pool so you can retrieve what you need.
I want to reach in and pull out that bundle I have in there, what I stole from that kid,
Mm-hmm.
and pull out one of my what are we calling them officially? These are just tobacco-based cigarettes, correct?
Yeah, they're just cigarettes.
Tobacco product.
Tobacco
My
product
unsponsored tobacco
TM.
product.
What are those like band-aids where cigarettes is actually a brand? I don't think so.
I don't want to find out.
Cigarette brand.
Big cigarette.
I don't want Big Cigarette to hit me with the big iron, which might also be copyrighted.
That's fair.
I got two hits on my head. Call that a two-piece.
Oh.
I'm gonna reach and pull out one of my tobacco products and go to put it in my mouth, and then like think for a moment about how I'm gonna light this, and then kind of look behind me at the fire genasi man and extend it toward him in the two fingers that I have.
Mm-hmm. He kind of leans closer to the cigarette and kind of purses his lips, and you see this thin line of flame get blown out of his mouth to light the tip of the cigarette.
You are an absolute delight.
And you see kind of a soft chuckle as he goes back to tending to the temperature of the bath. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all that. And she starts smoking her product, and she takes a few drags, and she says, "I think the entire thing is doomed, and was doomed from the very beginning."
Well, but if that's the case, I mean, really a smart woman like yourself wouldn't have signed on.
It's not exactly my problem to warn them about things that they should know about beforehand. It's not exactly my problem to further their cause or their mission. It's not exactly my problem to explain to them the ins and outs of their own operation. The best I can do is do what I'm paid for, do what I can, and go about my business. And as you saw in the room, in regards to us doing anything further below that point, I'm not going. You shouldn't be going either. I told you why.
Well, and I understand, and I respect you not to ask. I'll trust you because clearly you know things that I don't. But I mean, if that's the case, you know they're gonna go, and it's just gonna put us in a position later that I feel like we could avoid now by just finding a different solution. I mean, I know that we're not in the best position, up there, but we haven't exactly answered yes to the question of getting out of town or not, and I'm sure there's a whole continent for us to see. I mean, I've got business to attend to, and I'd rather not die in a sewer, you know?
It's not about what's in the sewer that's the problem. It's about what happens when they go out of it.
Well,
Where they're trying to go and what they're trying to do vastly outweighs even everything we would deal with topside, to be honest. And I do want to insight check both of our attendants here.
Sure.
Would you like one each or one total?
Who are you? Are you going for? Yeah, select which one you're going
I'm
for.
I'm starting with the drow woman.
The drow woman. Okay.
Looking towards her, seeing if she's trying to parse through anything, kind of like what her level of alertness of what we're talking about is. 9. Probably not going to get much off of a 9.
Hey, I'll have you know, I trust this unnamed servant that has not been named yet.
Trust the unnamed servant. As you kind of look over and your eyes kind of like look up at the woman who is assisting Aelin, you can see that although she is still performing the general tasks that a tenant would be expected, with her eyes not looking over in your direction, you can see a bit of an alertness about her. Her ears kind of like almost kind of twitching in acknowledgement of what you guys are talking about. This is someone who is listening to what you're saying and taking it in. That's all you get.
As long as she's not looking back over at the other guy and going, "Whoa, this guy!
This guy's a little cuckoo."
Whoa, he's a little crazy." All right, continue. I will not make the insight because, quite frankly, I don't care.
She takes a few more drags as she continues to talk about it. In trying to find the character, I'm sorry. This this change they so desperately crave, while not exactly knowing what it is going to come to them one way or another. It marches towards us all.
Yeah, and I understand that. I mean, but trust me, I've seen change firsthand. I've brought it in some cases, but that's exactly my point. I mean, when I said to I don't want to, I don't. My end is not in a sewer. It was less of the actual sewer and more of just like following orders for these people. I mean, just because the situations has us here does not mean that like I'm meant to just follow this order for a place that you have told me is not going to be a good end. I just don't think I should. I don't know. I'm having second thoughts.
Is this your way of saying you think we should find a different handler?
Maybe we explore options.
Well, I do love exploring options. I can't say exactly trust them anyway.
It just, I mean, I don't know. Like, sure, Becky set us up for failure, but the way that the organization so far has treated her, it doesn't seem like the most loyal. And though we are doing okay, it seems like scapegoats and we're nothing but just pawns, I guess, in a much larger game that doesn't truly care. And if what you say is true, I just don't know if it's worth fighting for the team, fighting for this team specifically. Yeah,
That's
options
the sad part about working for others. Unlike a normal board, there's no difference between a pawn and knight or anything in between. You're either the king or you're the pawn. Most
I
organizations don't really respect what you have going on. But I do agree that a change of hands might be more beneficial to us. I just can't imagine anyone else would want to deal with our complicated situation right now. And I want to hit another insight check at the phrase complicated situation if viable.
Can do. Who are you directing that insight check towards?
I'll try the fire genasi this time as I turn around to like lean over a bit and stretch and take a few more drags of my my product not inside of the tub.
Okay.
I'm not having a good night. 8.
It's okay. They're having a worse night. As you kind of stretch and steal a look at him, you can see that at this point he is basically assisting the steam in the room, and you catch like subtle changes in his posture of his stance when you mention unsavory circumstances or a difficult situation. You can see him acknowledge it, of kind of cluing you in that both of these people are listening in on your conversation. And a bit of understanding is of maybe they do know something.
How does he cue into the situation? And did he just look at the lack of legs, or was it more of a they know us? I guess I'm not making the check. I apologize.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Ophelia's still got a pretty low check, so.
Yeah, make your own.
All right.
It seems like the way you're talking, you're kind of picking up what she's doing here.
Yeah, I suppose.
I suppose.
You could also, genuinely though, you could also just be like yapping, or I guess you could be leading the conversation, and Aelin would just be yapping away, like he's just speaking his mind because he's not.
I would say because when
He's
you
in
ever
his
know
own
to be a
world.
yapper.
Yeah, she could be street. All right, I will. Ooh, wow, dude. I think I know this chick's parents, honestly. With this insight. Oh, that's not that great. No,
Might be concerning.
But 17.
17. As Ophelia's kind of trying to insight this fire genasi, you kind of look over your shoulder at this this woman who's kind of in your periphery during this entire time. But as you kind of look over, I guess it's the expression of catching a guilty gaze is kind of what I'm going for. Of you see her looking over and paying attention to Ophelia at this time, taking in what she gets, and then as you see her eyes kind of snap over to you, and then it's that immediate jerk of looking away from you, of like, oh yeah, she's listening in.
All right.
Yeah.
Cut out so much so I don't know what actually was said.
Essentially, she guilty gaze. I like talking into the bathwater, look up, and I meet her eye, and then she like panicking looks away, knowing that she shouldn't be just listening in a conversation, but I caught her.
Or is she ogling Ophelia or you?
I assumed me, but she could be, I guess, ogling you at the same time.
Oh, less of an ogle and more of the person, almost like someone who's trying to understand a lecturer or someone who's making a statement, paying attention to Ophelia, realizing that they're getting caught kind of not being an attendant at that moment, snap over to Aelin, and then with the quick look down and away from him, it's very obvious in Aelin's mind of that she she is doing more than simply doing her duty as an attendant. That's the point.
So I guess, yeah, Aelin kind of recognizing this and following the essentially the words of what Ophelia was saying, he'll kind of lightly finish the conversation by saying, well, I suppose your statement of kings and pawns is absolutely correct. There was a guy in my old regiment that always used to say that there's always a bigger fish, which is always rings true. And I used to be bigger, but now I'm here, and I want to make sure that I have the potential to get where I need to be. You there, and I will address the gal, checking the temperatures and oils, I suppose. What do you know of the politics down here, of the, I don't know, the people in charge, if you will? I mean, I know what establishment we're in, I know what it must seem like, but I'd love to know the opinion of those who live in it daily.
As he does that, I do want to gesture towards the fire Genasi man and ask him if he can go find us something sweet to drink and a stronger oil, and to take his time should he like.
You see him kind of give a smile and give a nod to you before kind of beginning to move away. As the drow, she kind of looks at you as you address her and just goes, "Oh, I'm not of one to have an opinion. Just a pawn." And she gives you a smile.
Aelin doesn't know this language, but I'm sure she would. You hear an undercommon. Speak your piece. There's no one but pawns here anyway. No one to get you in trouble.
Make a persuasion check.
Can I have advantage? For being disabled?
For being disabled? No. Normal roll.
Well, no, I think it's fair though. Honestly.
I genuinely can't do
if there was
anything.
A chess piece. Yeah, if I saw a chess piece
I
that was
hurt.
cut in half
I'm like her.
If I saw a chess piece.
I'll roll your general persuasion, but yeah, it's fine.
With complaint.
She's safe here.
Mm-hmm.
With advantage for having so few limbs, I think that's fair.
What'd you get?
I'm just gonna roll it with the standard dice. No advantage.
Mm-hmm.
An 11 is fine.
An 11 is fine. Let's see where she's sitting. I literally set aside a dice for her and a dice for the fire genasi.
She did.
As she kind of like looks at you and kind of brushes some of her silver white hair to one side. Doesn't look surprised by you speaking the language. As she returns in a in-like language in Undercommon. What are you looking to get out of me? What are you looking to get out of me anyway? It's little to pull from the bottom of a pool.
No more than you're looking to get out of both of us.
And you do see like a little bit of flash of guilt kind of like pull over her face. Just for a moment.
I don't see why you'd feel any form of guilt or anything in between. A connection of the flesh is a lot more embarrassing than a conversation, wouldn't you think?
That's
I don't know.
not what I've been grown up to believe. The body is easy and Sully's easier. The mind is complex and worth the journey.
Is this all in Undercommon?
This is all an undercommon. Then I tell you what, and I'll switch to common. We'll lay a bit of our souls bare for you, and you can do the same. Our friend here can't exactly understand it. He looks like us. They punish him like us. He's not like us. He prefers this.
And she kind of looks at you and kind of like, you can feel like the edge of her hand just through the kind of back of your hair at the back of your neck, and you hear her say in common, pity.
All right.
I'll let you start. What are you looking for? What would you like to know? Anything and everything?
I just... Wait, her?
I mean, you do it. She's got her hands on your hair.
All right.
You're as fair to her as she is to us, so to speak.
All right. Yeah, let her talk. I'll assume you're just...
She kind of gives like a little bit of a smile of like quick kind of thought crosses her mind, and then, well, you do have to understand that the two of you are two of the more interesting people to come across our path, come into the Lather House as of recent. I'd want to know exactly how stone cold of killers are standing among us, those that are responsible for butchering the ladies and the lord's staff.
I'll sate your curiosity. That's not exactly true.
Yeah, let it be known that the news can be deceiving.
Very deceiving. We killed no butler, we killed no maid.
That was all some other third party in the justice system of those above us.
The guard,
Or
though, him I did kill.
Make a deception
Unwillingly.
check.
But him I did kill.
Make a deception check.
I could really use a wish right now. Are you proficient in deception?
Oh man, she would be. You know she would be.
No, are you, Aelin?
Are you proficient? I need
Oh, I'm
advantage
sorry.
right now.
Are you?
I don't believe I am, to be honest with you. Full
Okay.
transparency.
Cannot give the help action then.
No. Yeah, I'm not though. No.
So straight deception.
10.
10.
She may believe, she may not.
As she looks at you, you can see that she's not entirely buying the story. But she makes no move to kind of stop you. I
Days
see.
of pity, while not new, is shameful for me. But I think you and I both know that it doesn't take all that much to kill a man in any respects.
No. No, it does not. But
That's our portion. What about you?
and what are you looking to siphon from me? Any
rather
particular
curious.
topics?
I'm rather curious about this establishment as a whole. There's lots of folks like us working here, but as far as I remember, I were told there weren't very many of us up this way.
Oh,
If there's an entire establishment dedicated?
oh, there's not just folks like us in here, but you are correct. Looks can be deceiving. The city doesn't have many of us in daylight, as we were born to be in the shadows, it seems. Things need to get done below the city, do they not?
I suppose so. So, from where do you hail? Were you born in this city? Down under here?
Yes. I don't think I care to run around on the surface of the city. I think down here is a little bit more free, ironically.
Can I insight check her to see if she's telling the truth when she said she was born in this city?
Sure.
It's the 14. It's a middling evening.
Middling evening. She doesn't look like she's telling any sort of lie about that.
It's a shame you were born in the land of the sun scorched.
Hmm.
Down south, as pretty as you are, you would have made a lovely priestess during the raids.
And she
And
smiles.
I'm gonna roll something to butter her up. I'm gaining points.
Sure.
You go.
I don't know. I don't know what I would. I mean the statement. I don't
Mhm.
really. We'll put it in the back pocket.
Just
But I'll keep talking now.
Yeah. Good to know.
That's respectful.
Yeah, you can see as she kind of smiles, and one hand is kind of on the kind of low, like back of Aelin's neck. The other kind of goes to her, like just below her chin. Of, well, it's quite the compliment. I do love to imagine what I'd be at the lower half of the nation, but the gods see fit for me to be here. And I do fine here.
Pity.
Yes. Pity.
So
What's-
word spread even this? Wow. Go ahead.
Sorry. What gods do you hail to that would require you to stay in a place that you're not? Well, you have to find the little things to feel free, and I don't understand.
Oh, just the traditional ones. She almost kind of gives like a, you can almost hear like the beginning of a like chuckle kind of pull from her mouth. Almost as like she's made a joke that she finds funny herself. She offers no second sentence to follow up.
She speaks more of the gods that those top side agree with. People that look like us tend to only follow a handful, and a majority of them follow only one. For better or for worse, she has the most benevolence for her people. That's why we have a bad reputation.
I see. Oh, no, interesting. But you've thought of, I mean, you dreamed of getting that aside, I suppose. Let's focus on what it's like down here. I mean, seeing as you've been here all your life, surely you must have some opinions on the different oh, what did Adler call the factions down here, yeah?
There's been up and downs about them. The always been the three working together and against each other when time suited. It's not of my opinions to think anything more or less, just to note whether we're having issues with each other or not at any moment. And she kind of like leans in and says in a lower voice, if you were wondering which time that is right now, we have no issues.
I suppose that's good to hear then, that we wouldn't be necessarily picking a side in whatever we have no knowledge on. But I don't know. It just seems they're all very, I guess, like anything set in their ways. They're very dogmatic with what they believe, and it just seems, I don't know. I guess like you heard us talk about earlier, never hurts to understand some other sides, especially during cooperative times.
Of course. Now, if you're unhappy with the hand that's moving you, don't be afraid to change palms.
I believe that's worth their consideration.
Am I hearing this portion too, or are they having a moment over there?
The lean in and whisper was between those two. That last sentence was not. You can hear that.
You're cutting in and out again, kind of bad.
Oh no!
Yeah, I didn't realize she was whispering to me.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh boy, is that for everyone too? You too, Cody?
Yeah, I missed the whispering, but I didn't miss the dialogue.
Oh, of just her kind of leaning in of, if you were wondering which, we're not against each other right now. That whole thing that was said to you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
The other thing that you heard, Helminia, was the if you're not satisfied with the hand that is in charge of you, don't be afraid to change palms.
I guess knowing the context of the more private conversation for a second, I'll change my response a little bit, where I'll kind of just like chuckle and kind of just I suppose I'll keep that in mind, and then I'll let Ophelia interject with whatever they wish to.
I see no reason why we can't shop around. You shop around for us all the same. It goes both ways.
I have to admit the facilities for this side are a little bit nicer, but you guys have a pit. And I'll kind of just ask her.
She kind of like does a couple fingers over her lips to stop a small chuckle. We have certainly some types of pits.
Oh.
I suppose that's good enough for Aelin. It's good enough for me. He's intrigued. This gal's winning him over.
After about this time, the Fire Genasi comes back with drinks and additional different parts to kind of keep you guys well kept. Is there anything more that you guys want to get off your chests, or shall the scene swap?
I'm okay conversation-wise, like, done here. So, like, after having our drinks, probably getting, like, another round of scented oil, like, all cleaned up and smelling nice,
Okay.
I'm ready to pay and go.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I'll take my
With-
sick back rub and some oils for sure.
With the while letting out that we'll be sure to be back again. The time
Gotcha.
was great.
Yeah. Aelin will tip on his way out, of course.
Well, we gotta get the full cost first.
That's fair. This is where they get us. 65 gold, be damned.
65. No, you're just getting charged another gold piece each. That's fine.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were gonna pull out like, the lavender. That's what really got you.
The lavender
very
is
exotic.
is
You
ironically
ass.
65 gold pieces per person.
Thank God I said no. I don't know what that is. I'd rather not.
Okay, I'm going to pay out our portion, so the additional 2 gold for each of us.
Mm-hmm.
You can tip yours as you see fit.
Oh,
Uh,
no, I insist. Like, let me. You paid for admission. Let me cover the rest of it.
First one's on me,
Oh, very well.
and I'll tip my attendant. I mean, if we're going 5 both ways, well, that's not. She did a lot more talking than he did.
He just got a drink or something. Was he that
He-
hot? Was he
we
pretty
not.
big?
He carried me out, and he did a lot more work for me than yours did for you. We're not gonna lie about that. You could hold your own weight and do all sorts of things. He had a lot more going on.
Did you not just hear all the stuff she said about like the mind and how important that is?
Oh God, he's
I mean,
Okay.
down.
You can talk about the mind all you want. This is the first time I've had my hair washed
Go
with
ahead,
any sense
go
of
ahead.
delicacy and a couple
hey,
of.
you know what? Who am I to tell you how to tip?
Man
moment.
has folded harder than 50-cent laundry.
There's a very fun moment that I would like you to roll an insight check for
I'm just saying. That guy just carried you in and got a drink.
as
That's
you're
all.
talking to Ophelia.
All right.
Roll that funky insight.
I'm gonna
yeah.
roll.
Oh, I'm pretty heated. I'm not paying attention. That's a 2 with +0.
Oh.
There's only one way I can fail this, so we'll see. That's a 19 on the dice. You don't
Ooh.
catch it, but I'll describe what happens everyone at home. When she says, I haven't had my hair washed properly she stops at in for a moment, and if you had made it, you would see that flash across your face of something or someone else is here right now, but it's gone in just a second. You can't catch it. Something happened in her mind at that moment. And she just stops with a thought. She hands the man 5 gold, and she's ready to go.
Friends at home, get in the comments. Tell me what that means.
Get in the comments. Okay, we're stealing that now. All right.
Well,
I tipped
yeah,
mine
so
5.
guess
What'd you tip
after-
yours?
Well, I was gonna tip 5 too, but now I feel like 5's not enough because your guy did nothing. No,
My
I'm gonna
guy
tip 5. I'm gonna tip 5.
carried
They
me.
made off with, like,
Okay.
10 gold.
All right. As you guys are pampered and cared for and bathed, I've got to ask, because someone's been slinking around in the background over all of this. Valdun, is there anything you want to get into? Let's be honest, you kind of coasted through the mission. You don't even remember most of it. You were too busy thinking about the fighting pit and the different things that you kind of saw in there. And then before you even realized it, everything was kind of finished and you were getting paid. And then everyone kind of split off into opposite directions. Was there anything that you wanted to do before the group said that they'd meet back in the underground next morning?
I want to say that I remember some sort of market, either
Yes.
in the underground or adjacent to it. I would love to peruse.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking for specifically?
know if I'm looking for anything specifically. Like, maybe. Yeah, I don't know if I just kind of want to know what the deal is, what the situation is, what people are selling. I mean, I'm assuming this is a black market of sorts, so
Easy
it could be
enough.
literally everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. You can get basically standard market items for a little bit above market price. You can get things that you're definitely not supposed to get. You can see different weapons. There is a magic potion person with a couple vials kind of scrawled across her desk. There's toolkits. There's just general stuff, and to kind of like kind of hatch it all off, you kind of walk over to this kind of like little like standby lean-to tent, and you can see someone who has all of these kind of tools scattered out, like this gnomish figure with all these tools scattered out to like do different stamps and different things. And you can see this sort of like lowbrow like forgery shop that you're walking past for like forging passports and forging documents and stuff like that. As you remember, Glaeren, during one point, procured and showed a document, like a license for his magic and such.
I guess a magic casting license is probably pretty expensive.
You have no context. You lived in a region before that did not have those licenses. Like, they were not needed. It was an entirely new thing when you saw Glaeren do it.
I would love to go and see if I can go to the little tool stand and see if I can't find I want to see if I can find a set of like lock picking tools.
Easy enough. Yeah, you kind of like look over, just kind of like perusing the stand, and as you're kind of like looking for different tools, you can see a collection of different toolkits. You can see one with a bunch of vials. You can see one with like a mortar and pestle attached to leather straps, and you can see a collection of thieves' tools. These are like a like a shimming tool, a like a rake, all these kind of things to make up a full kind of thieves' tools kit.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I'm not proficient in it, but I would love to buy them, and then at some point later down the road in the future, become proficient.
Okay. As you kind of look at it, a thieves' tools kit costs 27 gold pieces.
That's okay.
All
I would
right.
love to buy them.
As you're kind of as you kind of exchange the gold and are kind of feeling this kind of like hefty little leather satchel that unfurls into the set of tools of the small file, a set of picks, the small mirror, set of narrow-bladed scissors, pliers, all of these things. You can hear the footsteps of someone kind of walking up behind you, eating some sort of food, and you kind of turn around, and you see an individual. Would you prefer to... Well, actually, you're still tiefling at the moment, aren't you?
I sure am.
Yeah, I got it confused with what you bought with what you are. It happens.
I didn't buy anything.
No, you did not. As
Oh,
steps up to you.
Anyway, you turn around, and I'm as like handing you an apple.
Thanks. And I will gladly take the apple.
Yeah, no problem. But you finding anything fun?
I'm gonna slowly slide the tools into my bag and say, just kind of looking. It seems that everybody else is doing things, so I figured I would find something to do myself.
Yeah, that's fair. I went off. I think I came over here to go do a little bit of shopping, and then I've been looking for Ophelia and Aelin, but I have no idea where they went.
I mean, there's a chance that they're in, I don't even know, high prison or something. I don't know what you would call it. But,
I mean, we got down here okay, so I'd hope not.
well, I'm gonna start walking over to the potion stand as well. I want to go take a glance over there while eating my apple.
Yeah, let's look at some potions, dude. What have we got going on over here?
My mic failed on OBS. I just restored it, don't worry. But the two of you are able to step up to this potion stand easy enough. You can see most of them are a red maroonish color, but you can see some blues and greens available. And the kind of like at the stand at the current moment, you can see this kind of dirtily dressed humanish woman. I say humanish because her skin is this like almost like an in-between reddish color between what you'd expect out of a dirty red skinned orc and a bright red fire genasi. And you can see her ears are kind of clipped at the edges, and her hair kind of pulls back, and you can see from the bottom of it like this almost like grass green coloration at the roots. But she kind of looks at each of you. And what are we looking for tonight?
Just kind of looking. What do you have? What am I looking at?
Well, certain things to shove down your gullet in times of need. We have general things that will work on repairing organs and other things if they've been damaged, some bruised bones, just for that constitution, things to help you against the cold, things to help you against the warmth, and things to help you against acids and general things. Brewed up as fresh as we bothered to make them. Let me know what your heart desires, and we'll see if you can afford it.
Do you have anything that might make someone invisible?
And she's going to look around, and we are going to roll a chance based on the rarity of the potion. Oh, this is a very rare potion. Okay.
Oh, dang it.
Good luck.
I'm feeling.
She's like, yeah, I have like 15 of them in the back. Let me go get them real quick.
There's so much. As she kind of like looks around, and she kind of grins, and you see her pull a very thin, slightly curved bottle with a kind of like airtight stopper on it, and the glass is completely clear, and there looks to be nothing in it. as she kind of shakes it. I might have something for you.
I'm gonna
Can I
I'm gonna
insight
look.
that, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at and look back, and I'm also going to insight because she's selling us air.
Sure.
Yeah, insight.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ! Nat 1. I don't know
Right.
anything. She really does have some good shit for me.
Said, holy shit, there it is!
Holy shit.
19.
19.
Is she full of it?
You don't see anything in the bottle, but she kind of like gingerly holds it out towards you, Val, and you kind of put your palm underneath it, and you feel weight. You feel like there's something in it.
Can I like hold it up to my ear and like shake it? Do I hear like a liquid?
You hear a sloshing inside, and you see her grin.
How much?
More than you can buy. I know that.
Okay, well, like, can you give me a number? You don't know what I got in these pockets.
Let me give you a taste of it. How many thousands do you have in those pockets?
Alright, I'll be back later.
And you can see just like the yellowed grin kind of pull on her face of like, yeah.
I'll put it back on the table. And I guess I'll.
How much is a standard healing potion?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
It's like,
is.
fuck, how much is a healing potion, man? Alright. And she kind of looks, and there's a plethora of them. Well, generally speaking, healing potion standard. 50 gold a bottle. So,
50 gold for what, 2d4s? Fuck.
what's a D4?
Is that
No,
really
I know what a
all it is?
D4 is. That's a cannon dice
She's
in
like-
the World.
What the hell is that?
2 caltrop dice, as that's what you want to pin on your health. These are life-saving. What are you talking about?
I'll put 50 down and buy one.
She'll slide a potion across to you. You can add a potion of healing.
Yay!
See, this is someone who values his life.
I'm just gonna walk away.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I'll turn and walk with and just kind of go wherever they want to go. I've spent plenty of money for the day.
I have spent plenty, as in all of it.
I was gonna say more or less all of it. Yeah,
More or less all of it. I think you... Yeah, you did spend over what you've gotten.
Yep.
You've got
but-
into your OG funds.
Yep. Which have not been touched until now.
Mm-hmm. Glenn was very nice about paying for you up until now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Val, what you guys... you guys are able to walk away from the stall?
Like, is there like a book stall around?
Mm-hmm. No, there's plenty... Basically anything mundane you're going to be able to get here. So unless if you're looking for something more.
I'm looking for like a book on kobolds.
A book on kobolds.
Holy shit.
Would you like to roll the percentile?
Oh, it's a percentile?
It is.
I love rolling percentile dice. Like, I actually honestly kind of miss it.
You missed the percentile. They call
Yeah.
to me.
39.
39. Uh, as you're,
Indeed.
as you're looking, between kind of all of these, you're looking between a bunch of ratty books. These, you can see a couple of things with small inscriptions of different animals and different beasts on it. And as you kind of thumb through, looking for your prize of kobolds, unfortunately, it does not seem to have any relevant information. This book search seems to be a bust.
Damn.
As a Val, you get to watch your ally kind of thumb through several books, getting a little bit more and more frustrated with each tome that fails to yield any results that they seem to be looking for.
What are we looking for?
Oh. We found some kobolds down in the sewers. I was just trying to see if I could find some extra information on kobolds. I've never
You found a what in the sewer?
a kobold, like a little dragon. Like, you ever seen a dragonborn? It's like a dragonborn, but like small.
Val, make a nature check.
Like a gnomish, like a gnome-sized dragonborn.
No, I think I like that explanation.
He rolls a natural 20. It's like gnome-sized dragonborn is activates him as a sleeper agent.
I got an 11.
An 11.
Yep.
As you're thinking about this, gnome-sized dragonborn, gnome-sized dragonborn, gnome-sized dragonborn, the picture actually comes to you a little bit more clear than you'd think, like you'd expect it to. And you can see them, their little hunched shoulders, clawed hands, scaled skin. Even though you yourself have never seen a kobold, you're able to visualize it very effectively. But you don't recall any information. You just can picture a kobold pretty well.
Do you want to go see him?
I mean, are we doing anything else?
I suppose not.
Where?
Like some guards down there right now, so we should probably let that blow over before we go over there. But yeah, maybe we head out after dinner or something, and maybe I think it'll be fine by then.
I mean, yeah. Wait, so you're gonna see Val start 1, 2. Where are the other two? I know, because you and I are here, and you said you didn't know where two, but where are the other two?
Yoi and Glaven went back up top, right?
Indeed.
They went back up top, probably back to the tavern, I would assume, that we were staying in before.
Oh.
Probably because it'll be less suspicious if they're up there. Whereas for the other two, and I would assume that the two of us as well, maybe would have it a little bit easier down here than up there.
Okay. But sorry, to answer your question, yes, we can. I'm fine to wait out the guards and then go see small dragonborn people.
Hell yeah. We should probably grab some like extra food. I would assume probably like extra meat before we go.
For who? For us?
For the kobolds.
Oh. Like, Fal's gonna like kind of lean in close, like people don't hear this. Do you think they're gonna like eat us, or like we need to like distract them from eating us or something? Like should I be worried about that?
Think of it more of like a peace offering, you know? Like I wouldn't necessarily be worried about it, but just something to like get our foot in the door.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But I should maybe be a little worried, just in case.
I mean, we should be fine. It maybe wouldn't hurt to like, maybe stretch beforehand in case things go south if you're worried
Mm.
about it. But it should be fine.
Okay.
What's the worst that could happen?
They could eat us.
I think we'll be fine.
Okay.
So like, maybe watch out if they have a jacuzzi. Maybe stay away from the jacuzzi. Especially if it looks like a big pot. Maybe stay away from that.
You're just gonna see the look on Val's face that he is not picking up on anything that you're like. He's not understanding the reference that you're trying to make right now. Literally not in the slightest. He's
Perfect.
like, what the fuck you mean a big jacuzzi? What do you mean? But he's not gonna say a word about it.
Oh, that's so funny. I think with that, I'm probably gonna go back to that meat wherever I keep buying meat from. That's more expensive on that side than the other side or whatever.
All right.
Fuck it. How much do you think I get for like 20 gold? Is that like an excessive amount, or?
That is about as much meat as a commoner family would eat in about a week and a half.
Right.
Not even that. I think farmers make like 5 gold, and they eat meat every now and again. I think 20 gold of meat.
What's a lot of meat?
Just like
So I'm buying the entire stand, is what you're saying.
you're buying the entire stand and probably then some, because I spent 20 gold a long time ago on food that was prepared and it was a feast. You're hitting a 7 pig situation.
So maybe like 10 gold?
How much meat do you get?
About 4
I don't
pigs
know.
worth.
I'm
much
waiting
is
for
a
the
pig
We just
cost?
got a pretty good bath for like.
I'm like
2.
waiting for a
Maybe tip
response from JC. If like,
That's fair.
is like 10 gold reasonable? Can I like carry that on my person reasonably? Do I need to empty my
I mean,
backpack?
it's a lot, but yes, you can you can carry that relatively easily.
Okay, I'll
Give
buy
me a
it.
pound amount.
Yeah. What do we got? What's a pound amount for 10 gold pieces worth of beef?
Beef. We have the meat.
How many cows?
Give me the cow. So let's see. 1 pound of beef is is this raw beef or is this prepared beef?
I'd like it to be cooked so that I can just like
Okay.
hey, I just like almost so I can like set it out and like they can just take it.
And you said how many gold pieces?
10?
10? That would be half a barrel of beef.
fuck, how much is half a barrel of beef?
A lot
That's
of beef.
I was gonna say that sounds like a ton.
That
a lot.
is the equivalent
How
of
big is a barrel?
how big is a barrel?
Like 55
Yeah.
gallons.
It's a
is a standard
55 gallon
It's gonna be like-
barrel. Half
barrel.
of
Like picture your
like
kitchen
around
trash can
25
and, like,
gallons of
2
barrel.
those. Yeah,
like
picture,
around a
2
25 gallon
kitchen-sized trash cans.
barrel's worth
The standard barrel of oil
is
in the blank
55.
contains 42.
So
A standard
21.
53.
So 21 pounds of beef.
That's a lot.
It's
Okay.
well,
I mean, it's
That
a
was
lot
bad.
of meat, but it's not like.
It's not unreasonable
Yeah.
for kobolds,
Someone who
depending on
could-
how many there are. If
Yeah.
there's one kobold there,
20
Yeah, I don't
pounds
know
of
how many
beef is
there
about
are.
what a family of 4 would eat in a month.
I think that's perfect.
That's reasonable. Yeah, that's reasonable.
I'm assuming he gives it to me in like a little.
A barrel.
in a
I was gonna say
barrel.
half a barrel.
You put
just
10
hold
gold
it out of
pieces
there.
and you're like, how much cooked meat can this get? And you see this like kind of like larger almost like gray skinned, like kind of giant blooded man look down at the meat kind of sizzling right now, look up at you and goes, hold on, and just starts cooking this large batch of meat, pulls a barrel to the side of it, and just scrapes the entire into the barrel. You just hear he goes, hold on, pours more meat on cooks through that. One more.
Can I when I put the 10 gold pieces down and ask him like how much will this give me, I'd like to roll an insight check on that.
On like how expensive is it?
Just like his reaction to it, you know.
Oh, sure.
12.
12. You state this, and I would like to reference a copy pasta of
No.
a man who went to the Philippines, a very skinny ginger American man who went to the Philippines, and he was super hungry and went to a burger place there. The burgers were 25 cents a burger, so he just had a large amount of cash on him and just bought 50 burgers. And the look on the person's face that he described as he ordered 50 burgers as a skinny, like just a rail thin American, is kind of the like stifled look or expression of someone who's like sizes up your body type, as you are not like an overtly large or buff tiefling. You're rather lithe and nimble, and you're saying, how much beef does this get me? I'm like, oh, this person can eat. And then they just,
This
you
may or
paid
may
for
not
it, so
be
he's just
Matrix.
gonna go for it. So, you are clearing out his stock for the night, is what's happening.
Yeah, he's getting to close early, is what you're saying.
He's closing early.
He gets to go see his wife and
His wife
Child.
and children?
damn, lucky guy.
What a guy. But yes, you're able to buy 21 pounds of cooked and seasoned beef.
I assume it's like when I get it, it's like wrapped in like a paper. It's like in a bag of some sort.
Mm-hmm. You can have it in like, still basically like in a half barrel, but yeah, you can carry it in one thing. It's just not gonna fit in a bag that easily, unless if you want to take some time and start wrapping shit individually, or you can just carry a barrel with you. It's only like 20 something pounds, like probably like 25, 26 pounds because of the barrel weight.
Yeah. Do you think I could fit it in my backpack, or should I take some shit out of my bag at some point?
You should just
No.
carry it. I promise you.
I should leave my bag with Aelin whenever I find Aelin.
If you find Aelin, sure.
To walk out of a bathhouse and see with like a barrel like on the back, just like, oh, thank God I found you. Can you hold this for a second?
It's like, I'm refreshed. I've just gotten a bath. I've just gotten some...
Thinking about my job opportunities, like I'm so relaxed. What is this wacky hijinks I walked into?
In walks with a comically sized amount of beef.
Steaming, filled with raw.
Steaming beef.
See, the thing is, it's not even comically sized. It's kind of the middle ground of like,
Yeah.
It's
she might be able to do it, but that's not normal.
how much...
Like,
okay,
it's the
don't make
perfect
me
amount.
Google how much meat can someone eat before they die.
You've never seen the 50 hot dog guy?
Oh, God.
What is that
He's
guy?
not normal.
Exactly, but it can
Something
be
Chester?
done.
I'm not even thinking of
I'm
Joey
not-
Chester. I'm thinking of the Japanese
Joey got
guy.
retired recently.
I'm thinking of the Japanese guy, Kobayashi, I think is his name. The
He
man
retired
who...
recently. His
the-
words were, "I no longer hunger."
Yeah, I no longer hunger was his last sentence on the
gosh,
global stage of hot dog eating.
Uh,
I am finished.
Google says that there is no set amount of beef
I'm
in
gonna,
like one sitting.
I'm gonna tell that to my parents next time I sit down at the family dinner table and they tell me to stop eating
Like
the taco meat.
It's like
I no longer hunger.
like obviously like
Wait a
red
minute,
meat
if we're talking
over
about taco meat,
like-
it's a different thing. I could eat 50 pounds of taco
I
meat.
could eat all the taco meat.
You could
So-
you could hook me up with the funnel, like the frog rod
hot
tube.
dogs in 10 minutes? I'm sorry. I gotta get off this. I gotta get out of here.
Oh
And a
god.
hot dog's probably what?
Well, if it's from Costco,
I'll do the math. Keep going. Keep
quarter
going. I'll
pound,
do the math. I'll do the math.
All right,
Go ahead,
but
please
we're gonna say you guys are getting that ready.
Okay.
Oh.
And then after that, I would really like to take a short rest, so that I can regain some ki.
Absolutely.
So maybe we'll take some of this meat and like just go sit on some stairs or something and like eat a little bit out of here.
While I'm waiting for my companion during this rest, is there a door with a lock on it that I have access to? I'm like, hold on. Can I try and teach myself how to pick a lock on my own door that I have the key to?
I mean, if you want to, like, go to an inn down here, get a room, and then sit outside and pick the lock to your room, sure.
Essentially, yes. To try and start feeling out how to pick a lock.
Absolutely.
Literally, just while waiting for
Sure.
And
This
I
can
will
be where you
inform
purchase.
that I'm doing this.
All right, you can spend a silver to get your room for the night, basically.
Yay!
And then, yeah, you're able to just sitting in a hallway as resting, just tick 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 tick. Dang it! Tick 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 tick. Dang it!
Am I getting better at it or no?
I mean, I'm willing to cash a small sliver of quote unquote training for the skill lockpicking. In case if we ever want to get into downtime stuff, I can mark a bit for you. It's going to be such a small amount, but if you want.
I pose something to you.
Mm-hmm.
As part of your practice, you should roll like 5 d20s, and if you ever hit a nat 1, they break and you gotta go buy more.
I think I would be open to that, but
How
if
about
I
this?
hit like a if I hit a 20, it has to like double my progress.
How about
That,
this?
I can't do anything about that.
Yeah, he can't do positives. There is a lock. There is a lock, like a training thing with lockpicks. I'm gonna have you roll, for 1 hour. You'll finish that hour. You'll finish that short rest by rolling a thieves' tools check. So it's dexterity plus no proficiency since you're not proficient in it. Slight like that proficiency. If you do above a 10, you succeed in the check, and you'll get an hour's worth of training. If you get a natural 20, you'll get 2 hours worth of training. If you fail the 10, you'll get no training, and if you get a 1, you break it.
Oh. Okay.
Let's party. Just
I'll
roll
agree to
that.
that.
Just roll that lockpick and check.
And is it with Dex or no?
It is just Dex
Okay.
because you don't have proficiency bonus for thieves' tools.
Right. Oh, I barely made it. 12.
I thought you were gonna tell me my first one's a natural 20. Get shit on. And I was like,
Imagine I'm like, and a 1. They break immediately.
honestly, that would be just as funny.
I fucked up these tools so bad that I broke them.
So
He messed it up so bad these thieves' tools became cobbler's tools.
these thieves' tools became a mortal pestle real quick.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
universe said, nah, dude,
Yeah,
don't.
thieves' tools. Now I
don't
got
try this
nails.
shit."
I got nails.
As you guys are on your rest, we are going to step from the all of you below Alinar Orin to someone on top in the surface in the actual city that you all are residing in. Yoy. You and Glaron have both decided to return topside. You guys have, I believe it's 1 or 2 nights left paid for in your inn. And at the very least, Glaron was very upfront about not wanting to waste that money. And so the two of you had made your way back to the Fresh Flask Inn. You can see that although it is closer to evening, dinner has kind of been set out, and the inn is more full than you've ever seen it.
Okay.
As you kind of step in, you can see that there are people filling out tables and talking and drinking, and all of them, sans like maybe a couple uncomfortable people that have been kind of pushed to the side of the bar or the edge of the dining area, are wearing some form of military gear. You can see cloaks bound up. You can see armored leggings left on. You can see a leathered shoulder piece kind of hung over the table as this group of soldiers has seemingly taken up residence in the inn.
Lordy. Okay. Why are they here? Can I like listen in for any sort of conversation as to like why they're residing here specifically?
Make a DC 5 perception check.
Yeah, maybe. That's does it help that my passive is 10?
Did you roll a 2?
I rolled a 1.
So
I
this
just wanted to ask first before I said my answer.
So basically, for rolling an active, this is for hearing it while you're in the reception area and not walking into the dining area.
Okay.
If you want to walk into the dining area, you'll be able to use your passive. But as you even
I'll
kind of
walk into
like
the dining
exchange
area.
a glance with Glaron, you can see that he's already extremely uncomfortable with the situation. And you can hear him kind of mutter of, well, maybe if we keep our heads down, we won't have to worry about them.
There's a bar, right?
Yes, there is a bar.
Yoi will stay low, but go to the bar and get a glass of wine and listen in, see what's going on.
Easy enough to start to do. And as you move into the dining area, you could hear Glaron mutter something about like having something to do, like some sort of excuse before moving over to his
Has to go
room.
do anything else.
He's like, "Dude, yeah, you have fun over there." As you kind of move over and you get a glass of wine, you can hear several conversations kind of going out and about of different people recounting some things, some being kind of like jolly. You can hear this like kind of younger high elven just like, I can't believe that they just pay for us to stand in the border city of everything. I thought we'd be going straight home on a ruck march. And kind of older one of, you don't understand how this works. We have to be processed. And they're going to process as well. Another group, a little bit more sour, of just like, I don't even know what happened there. We shouldn't we still be down in the central region? And someone else kind of quickly brushing this person off. No, we've done all we could. Honestly, they're probably better left to their own devices. And a final bit where one person who is kind of sitting, doesn't have a drink, doesn't have any food. He's just kind of sitting with his back against the wall. And you can see kind of long blonde hair kind of pool over his shoulders, and kind of like holding in his lap is a helmet. The army all has kind of like that similar helmet with like the kind of flared space so that you can see the mouth and chin, but you can see him kind of turning the helmet over in his hands, just kind of like looking down in it. And there is a person who doesn't look military, looks more, you can see kind of like a kind of pattern underneath a jacket that they have of like the town guard kind of clapping him on the backside of, you don't have to feel bad about yourself. You're probably gonna get a medal or recommendation and be able to promote yourself out of this shit. Your days of worrying are over. And you can see this elven man kind of like nodding, of like kind of half-hearted agreement of, maybe, but I can't help but think that there's more to be done. And he seems like almost a little wistful. And those are kind of the three main conversations that you're overhearing as you're going to get some wine.
Okay, so the long blonde-haired man seems pretty distraught. Is he sitting alone?
He's mostly sitting alone. He has that one guard harassing him. I'd like you to make a history or intelligence check.
All right. Which one is better? History is better for me. That's better. 21.
21. That voice is awfully familiar.
Whose voice is awfully familiar?
That long-haired elven man, wistfully thinking to
The
himself.
distraught one?
The distraught one. Very similar to a helmeted figure being followed by a town guardsman that you barely didn't have a run-in with down in the sewers.
Okay. JC.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have a drink in front of him?
He does not. No food, no drink. He's just turning over his helmet in his hands, kind of looking at it.
I'll get a second glass of wine and walk over to the table. How many gold is that? BT dubs?
I believe, because you're getting just Yarian wine, I assume, which
Yeah.
is the 1 gold a glass bit, so it'd be 2 gold on you right now.
Okay. 3 gold to the bartender, and I will slide the glass in front of the elven man. I'm not going to acknowledge that I recognize him, and just, well, you seem distraught. Everybody else is partying.
Yeah, this guy doesn't know what he's he's in his mind. And the town guard kind of like slops over his shoulder, takes a kind of deep breath, and you can see the guy like kindly but like gently but like purposefully kind of like push the guy off of his shoulder as he like looks up at you, and you can see just this kind of like a mixture of tired but like not an unkind gaze kind of come from this man. I apologize. I don't mean to bring down the room. You are welcome to be as merry as everyone else here.
Well, I just want to know what has caused you such distress. It seems like the rest of your party seems to be happy.
You can see him like kind of consider and choose his words kind of carefully. He thinks he should have done better. You know the time. And he like kind of clasps the man around to the shoulder and like gives 2 like hard slaps to his like his chest. You know the type. They're always trying to do the best. And then when they do their best, they think that it is shit. And once again, the elf kind of like slowly and purposely kind of like removes him from the shoulder. I'm just worried is all. I'm a careful person, and I want to make sure that our job was done thoroughly is all. It's our job to keep you all safe. That's it.
Yoi will hold up her wine glass and kind of tip it towards the obvious drunker man. You seem like you can tell a good story. Care to tell me what he could have done better?
Oh, there. Lady, there's not much he could have done better. And you can see the elf says, No, it's no, you had enough of your sulking. This man gets his absolute breaks beaten off of his squad, a battalion in the south, comes back against things he's not willing to talk about, and I can't get nothing out of this lot for what they see down there in the savage south. And then the first thing this man does, after getting himself treated, because this lot has a gash along his stomach about the size of your forearm, mind you, gets that patched up, and the first thing this guy does, he doesn't apply for a transfer back north like you should. He doesn't get a promotion that I'm sure is waiting for him. He goes to try and warn the Lord about what might be coming, and as such gets pushed away from the nice bit of homecoming that the rest of them get. And then past that, when he's asked again to lay low and put himself on the mend, this man says that there's something wrong below the city. I asked to be escorted down there to take a look-see. And everyone's saying there's nothing wrong down there. There's nothing wrong down there. I know. I've been there. All we find is a poor fucking sod who's lost and smells like shit, and he's trying to take care of a pest problem that he can't even find the pests to. This man, and he's like covering and like pointing, like pressing his finger into like the elf's like right underneath his collarbone. This man is so dedicated. He's willing to walk through shit when he can just get his promotion and fuck off. It's... I'm sorry, he talks a lot. There's not... You don't have to worry about there being much truth to what he says. Everything should be fine for you up here. It's our job.
Sounds like a pretty scary monster if you can't find him.
No, the man that we found in the sewers was looking for something and couldn't find it. Honestly, we think that it might have been delirious if he was trapped down there for a bit. His story didn't add up. I had talked to one of the people I was responding to or reporting to. There's a man kind of higher up, government agent, who's asking me to kind of report into him for a while. And he went and did a little bit of digging after I had reported the man lost in the sewers, and couldn't find anything to corroborate it. So we've got a bit of a ghost on us, is all. That's it. There's
Talking about Glarin right now.
Yes, he is.
Oh.
Glarin gave him a fake name, fake story, and apparently he gave that to... Glarin said there was an Inquisitor there. He said... The soldier's just telling you he gave it to a government agent who has temporarily ordered him to report directly to him for the time being. And before he came here, that government agent told him, yeah, the guy who you pulled out of the sewers story doesn't add up anywhere. Like, we can't find who he's talking about.
So... I'd imagine you're keeping an eye out for this gentleman, then.
I mean... I'm less worried about things that are walking on two legs, if you catch my drift. Never mind. You don't deserve to be riled up by theories.
No, please. I love theories.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, I'm so persuasive. Dirty 20.
God, you made me choke on my water. I'm so persuasive.
So persuasive.
He kind of like looks at you for a second, and then kind of, he hasn't moved to touch the wine, but as you kind of say that, he almost is like kind of like relinquishing a little bit of formality. He reaches out and grabs the glass of wine, looks at it, then back up to you. All right. There's some tall tales. I think we can classify this under things that I wouldn't believe unless if I was there. The South is I mean, is always known to be a dangerous place. I'm sure you know. But the central region, while being wild, is generally used as a bit of a barrier geographically to stop chaotic things that kind of move around on the underside of the continent. Well, I think there is a overflow coming from the southern region. It's already dug its claws into the central region, and we're working to make sure it doesn't get here. That's, I think, what I'm willing to say. Worried more about the things that don't necessarily walk on two legs, rather than worrying about a man lost in a sewer.
An overflow.
Yes, I believe so, anyway. We've got a lot of different stories from the reports that we've been having to file, but all of the bits that I've been able to get over or hear my temporary boss read out loud when I'm next to him are recounting some bit of dark, kind of savage energy. In my portion, there were like obsidian black arrows coming and riddling people before something jumped out of the tree line and did get me pretty good. If I wasn't on horseback, I don't think I would have made it. Damn
This
it all.
energy and dark savageness you talk of, but this wouldn't have anything to do with what had happened at the head of the house person individual?
I pray not. Due to some unfortunate events, although I was nearby, I was sidetracked when I believe it all went down, and so I didn't get a look at anything, actually. But again, my current, we'll call him supervisor, boss, whatever, is confident that, well, agents of the southern region are causing issues. However, he did state that he caught them, and as I'm sure you've heard, the perpetrator was hung in the town square. The guilty party has been passed on that. You can make an insight check real quick.
Yes, please. Insight. Where's my insight? There it is. 18.
18. He's very good at a poker face.
Mm-hmm.
You can just see the slightest shadow of disapproval or doubt in his eyes of he's stating it as it is truth because that is what the Inquisitor has put forward as the truth. But you can see he himself, who has only been given that information and doesn't necessarily have the information to know it to be false, doesn't believe it. It's the same thing of someone who knows this is the quote-unquote truth, but doesn't believe it. But it's the truth. It's what everyone knows, so he says it. It's that sort of thing.
Okay. And this Is this the same gentleman I stopped from casting Speak with Dead, or no?
No, that was the Inquisitor you stopped Speak with Dead on.
Yeah. Okay.
You're starting to get the suspicion that his temporary boss that he keeps talking about is the Inquisitor, as he's referring to it as a government agent.
I see. So, is he here celebrating?
Who?
The person that told you that the perpetrator was hung.
Oh, my boss. No, he said he had some ends to sniff out. Apparently something's happening tonight, and he didn't want me to be a part of it. So, I'm here. Getting told that I should try to go home.
I'm sure you would have been a great help.
I'm, but simply a man. No more than a sergeant in, the Republic's army.
Yoi will hold up her glass. Cheers to that. I couldn't imagine what would be more interesting than a party among the troops this evening. I'm trying to get intel. I'm trying to understand what might be happening.
You can see him kind of smile and kind of raises his glass to yours. Aye, a toast to those alive to report and do the boring paperwork that comes afterwards. And you see that town guards kind of like moves over, he's like, yeah, and his voice kind of booms out, and you can see other people kind of look over and see the three of you kind of holding glasses and this kind of like row of people holding up different mugs of ale and beer to your 3 wine glasses kind of picks up. And you see that the sergeant kind of shake his head before the toast finishes.
Well, it was lovely speaking with you. I think I'm going to turn in for the night. Yoi's going to just swig the entire rest of her wine glass down.
Baller.
Baller?
Baller. Of course, I'd hate to keep you. You, have yourself a safe night, ma'am.
And you have a fun one. And Yoi is going to, stand, make her way out of the dining hall, but is... What could possibly be happening? Was there anything in passing of loose ends and something happening tonight? Are they talking about, still catching Aelin and Ophelia?
You have no idea. That's for you to make that inference of. You are getting the sentence of a man who technically knows less than you. Getting thrown a slight, just off the cuff saying, as probably the Inquisitor left the room after talking to him. It is for you to try and decipher and try to figure out what that man is doing tonight. What is he up to?
You know what? JC?
Mm-hmm.
Yoi would like to go walk next to the house.
Okay. Do you want to specify your house?
The big one, big mansion where everything went down.
The Lord's house.
Lord house.
Lord house. Lord have mercy. Okay. You are taking a evening walk outside. as you do, you are able to kind of parse through these kind of like winding down streets in the evening. Most people are either getting supper or winding down from it. And as you pass by, you get to the collection of three-story houses, of which the Lord's house is one of them. And what are you looking for? What are you trying to parse?
Just any, like, is it still blocked off and everything?
No. It looks like it's been cleaned up. You can see... well, there wasn't any real damage on the outside of the house, so it's a little bit difficult to kind of see what has or hasn't been repaired. You can see some dull, like, candlelight kind of pushing through the windows on the third floor. And if you didn't know what transpired here, you would have no idea that it was the response of someone being disemboweled and another person dying on the pavement.
All right. If there's nothing fun happening here, I would like to walk by both entrances to the sewers and then head back to Fresh Flask.
Okay. You head over to the entrance to the sewers that you know about, because the other one, Glarin is the one that walked out of it. You didn't. You know where it is from underground.
Yeah, I have no clue where it is by technicality.
By technicality, but I'll let you roll after you go to the other one.
Okay.
The other one seems fine. Nothing out of the ordinary or odd with it. Let me know if you want to do anything specific or just do a standard walk by of the place that you all stepped out of.
There's no guards or anything at this entrance.
No,
They were only at the other entrance.
they were only at the other one.
Would I be able to guesstimate how far the other entrance is from this one?
That's what you're going to be rolling for, to see if you can get there on top side.
Yeah, I mean, if this one's looking fine, I don't... there's nothing to be looking for, but I do want to check the other one and see if I can get any more information if there are guards there.
All right, let's see if you can find it. Just roll me an intelligence check.
Am I smart today? Natural 20. I'm smart today.
That's pretty smart.
Smart.
As you're kind of like seeing in your mind where the sewer system kind of snakes around to the west, you kind of make your way there and use not only kind of your general kind of like almost like projecting where that path would lead you over the surface, but also as you get closer to where you think it is, opening up your ears, kind of listening around. And with it, you do hear a just kind of general noise that a good amount of people make when they're all in a vicinity. No one's necessarily hiding, people are moving around, and as a result, you're able to kind of step over to the other area, which is a blocked off, like basically like a roped off alleyway. And as you look there, you can see that there is a collection of people. 9 total guards dressed in Alinar Oren guard paraphernalia. As a bunch of them are kind of like stepping over like different like little boxes, different crates, seeming like they're setting something up. You do not see the Inquisitor anywhere.
Am I able to... It looks like they're setting something up. Can I walk in on that and figure out what they're setting up?
You just want to walk over basically the police tape line into the alleyway?
No, I want to see if I can kind of figure out what it is before trying to sneak over there.
Got you. Make a perception check.
16.
16. As you're looking, you can see one of them kind of sets aside a crate. And you can see this, like, bag that he kind of opens up, almost like it's a double layer crate to hold it, and then a bag to hold something kind of finer. And you could almost hear this kind of like shift, like someone's moving a sandbag, basically. Some sort of granular thing is in this crate. Another crate kind of gets set aside, and you can hear kind of like the soft clinking of glass within it as he begins to pry open that bit. You are uniquely qualified to know what they are handling between all of these crates, actually, because of your mixture background. They are handling spell components.
Spell components?
Spell components.
Spell components. I was like, damn, they're building a prison over here? That's crazy.
They're building the perfect cell. The perfect cell.
By looking at the ingredients that they're pulling out, the components, am I able to figure out what spells they're trying to prepare for?
Make me an Arcana check.
Arcana.
Give me that Arcana.
21.
21. As you look over this, you see, well, there's a lot of mineral dust. There's a lot of like silver. There's a lot of like this kind of like chalky mixture. And there are two spells that you can think of that utilize not just this, but this much. As you think of one that you've seen before, and so have a idea, which is the basically structure of glyphs. Glyph of wardings, basically.
Oh, okay.
And then the more powerful version of it, of symbol. An exceptionally pungent magic that you can set and then trigger somewhere. You don't know if this is for a couple very powerful spells or a minefield of lesser spells.
Damn. Does it seem like they're trying to, like... Man, is this like a trying to take care of an infestation type deal?
If you were watching a exterminator pull out a flamethrower, sure.
That'd be like way overkill though. Okay. I'm not close enough to hear any conversation, am I?
None of them are having conversation. They're just working.
Oh, yeah. They're just working? Alright. I'll let them work. I don't think going in the sewers and trying to figure anything out is going to be a smart idea without anybody else. So I suppose Yoi will make her way back to Fresh Flask and keep an eye and an ear out for anything else that might be happening in the streets before I get there.
Well, before you leave, I'd like you to make a quick luck check.
Luck?
Just roll me a D20 and tell me the number.
Oh man, I'm not very lucky. It's a 3.
Let's see if you had to roll high or low. I really, as a DM, I can't consider whether this is lucky or unlucky.
Oh,
apparently
Lord.
the unlucky.
Encounter check.
Apparently this is unlucky.
All right.
Yoi,
What's
as
on
you're turning away, to kind of head off, you hear the sound of like moving metal, like armor shuffling. The kind of like that you kind of got comfortable with, like hearing Glairun kind of like move up a ladder. And as you turn to kind of look over your shoulder, you can see that beautifully crafted jeweled glove and gauntlet kind of step up onto the out of the sewer and kind of step up as the Inquisitor kind of pulls upward in his kind of like magenta maroonish armor and kind of like mimes like wiping the palms and his fingers off of any grime, even though his armor looks immaculate. He kind of like flexes his gloves. He kind of like looks and he points to a box and goes, "And that one next." And you see a guy nod and begin to kind of step over before you see him like kind of pause for a moment. And is this supposed to glow? The Inquisitor raises an eyebrow. Glow? Whatever do you... This large wind bursts, like that sucks the oxygen out from the alleyway and almost pull, like you feel your hair and body almost kind of get pulled in with the suction that this causes as you watch the entire alleyway become alight in red fire as this implosion pulls outward from the box and coats the entire alleyway in it. This kind of flash fire almost blinds you for a second as you see blind spots kind of kind of dot across your vision as you kind of like take a half step back as this fire stays there and you can hear the popping and sizzling of the liquid and magical components as you just watched some sort of firebomb go off in the alleyway and erupt and coat everything there in that policed off area in flame.
Oh, jeez. Is it safe to assume that neither of those guys are getting out?
You look to try and see as there's just nothing but fire, and then you watch as part of the fire shifts and moves, and you can see a form begin to step out and forward from the flames. And it's an odd shape, almost like what you'd see an elemental step as they move forward until you realize it is the silhouette of that Inquisitor with his arm and cape over his face and the cape fully covered in fire before he rips the smoldering cape off and throws it to the side, stepping out as no one else steps out from the fire with him. And he looks like around at the rooftops. Are you gonna continue to stand out in the open?
I'll try and hide, I suppose.
Make a stealth check.
God, this is not gonna go well. I'm not very stealthy. Oh my god. Okay, 7.
7? Oh, you're so lucky I'm rolling low today. I rolled another 2. As you quickly kind of move behind a building and look outwards at this, you see this man kind of turn his palms upwards and almost shout brazenly, like a challenge out. Is that all you have? You have no courage? Face me! And his arms turn upwards as you see him looking, as then a bright blue bolt of arcane energy shoots out. and goes straight through his eye. This burst of blue electric energy, and you watch as it goes into his right eye and come out the back of his head as he like kind of twists violently and falls and kind of crumples to the knees with his head kind of lolled over, as though someone whose body immediately kind of goes into rigor mortis. And you hear a quick kind of like someone whistling in admiration before you trace quickly where the shot came back from. The roof of the building that you were hiding behind. And you see you see one person. I'm going to draw back to when you saw an individual covered in different rags and wrappings that Adler was talking to, among 3 other people. And holding in his hands is that crossbow that you all saw at the table as well. You can see the electric energy kind of cascading off of the string and the guard of the crossbow before this man kind of almost like laughs and chuckles to himself before sliding down the front of this building, unknown that you're there, like not knowing that you're there. And you just hear this very thick voice kind of speak out from underneath the bandages. "Where's your good now?" And this man holding the crossbow kind of down by his hips begins stepping over and looks like he is about to move over to the form of the Inquisitor.
Man. Might regret this. JC.
Yes?
God, dude. I don't know if I want the Inquisitor to die, though, is the problem. Because it might be useful for him to be alive later. That's my...
Do what you're gonna do.
Not for... Well, no shit, not for you, Helmania.
Someone's mad in back chat.
Ray of Sickness on the individual that shot the electric bow.
Ooh, please make your attack roll, if it is an attack roll, with advantage, because he does not see you.
That is a natural 20. Die. Suffer.
Please, roll me damage if there is. Let me know what's supposed to happen here.
So on a hit, target takes 2d8 poison damage and must make a Constitution saving throw. So let me roll my damage real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 6 and 8, huh?
And you get to double that as well, because you nat 20.
24 points of damage.
24 points of damage. As he's going to make a con save real quick. That is a 12. I take it that fails. So what effect gets put on it?
Let me see here. It is, it poisoned until the end of my next turn.
Ooh, okay. I can't believe I'm saying this. Yoi, roll initiative for me.
Dude, fuck. Not a good one. 19. Well, yeah, that's good. Never mind.
It's not good enough.
Not good enough.
Okay, so we've got
He's
a...
got advantage on the initiative, doesn't he? Doesn't he have disadvantage
Oh
on
shit,
initiative, or
he
is it a
does.
separate
That
thing?
stops his natural 20. Yeah, no, that's a skill check.
Bitches.
Bitchin'. You got a what on it? 19, you said?
Yep.
That will beat the 17 that he got.
Nice. Nice.
So you'll go first. As all of this happens, you can see the kind of Inquisitor's body kind of slumped over, still on his knees. You can see the man who has just gotten shot in the back, and he kind of like pulls over, and you can see underneath that mouth this kind of like almost like burned and crackled skin with a little bit of almost like some sort of liquid beginning to ooze out of his mouth as the poison takes root. Very, very upset at you. You have first turn.
Great. Is he looking bloody?
He is not.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Damn it. Okay. In that case, we're going to cast Ray of Sickness one more time, because it's one of the only damage spells I have.
Go for it. You no longer have advantage.
That's okay. Alright. Let me see here. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 does hit.
Awesome. That is 16 points of damage for double eights. And Constitution saving throw.
Absolutely. He makes it with disadvantage. One was a natural 20 and the other was a 12 again.
Nice. Fail.
As you throw him in the chest this time, how much damage was it? One more time.
16.
16 points of damage. As you see like that kind of like lick of poison kind of welling out and soaking in the bandage underneath his chin, and then as he kind of moves forward and kind of chokes, you see blood mixing in with the poison as he is bloodied at this moment. Is that your turn?
That'll be my turn.
You bitch. And he's going to like pull the crossbow up and he's going to make an attack at you.
All right.
Even with disadvantage, that is a 16.
16 does hit.
All right. You will take, as this is not the powerful version of it, you will be taking 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And 10 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
As you see a bolt kind of well up with almost like a quarter of energy and thud into your side as you kind of like get shoulder checked by the thing a bit. As he kind of like spits up, he is going to take his second attack action to reload the crossbow, and then is going to action surge to shoot you again.
Okay.
That is a 15 to hit you.
That hits.
Okay. Same song and dance.
Yep.
He rolled better on the crossbow damage this time. This is 14 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And 9 points of lightning damage.
All right. Yeah, that hits me down.
Okay. As you take 2 shots, you see him grin for a moment as the light kind of begins to leave your eyes. And then as you begin falling, your vision begins to kind of fade out in this moment. As you watch a large kind of almost silhouette appear behind him. Your eyes blink with this flash of light as you first see him and a silhouette behind him, and your eyes close. Make a death saving throw for me.
Yes, sir. Do you want me to message it to you privately, or just
No,
tell
just
you?
say it. No one can help you here. What'd you roll?
19.
19. Your eyes blink open again for a moment as you see failing. This kind of burst of life kind of pulls through you. You hear another. You look over at the silhouettes, and there's now 3 of them. 1 large and 2 small. The 2 small ones are falling to either side. Make another death save.
20.
You're up. Natural 20.
Oh, thank God.
You kind of get yourself, and you agonizingly pull out this bolt that feels like it's shorter than it, or feels like it's longer than it is. It's a very short and squat bolt, as you almost get like a bit of a static shock coming off of it. And right as you come to, you're coming to right as you hear the armor kind of move over to you, as a large gauntlet with his, I believe, left hand. Let me check. His right hand, with that pure white decoration that is different from the rest of his armor, reaching down towards you. And you see his eyebrow raise, almost in surprise to see you alive. And then, well, what a treasure to see you here. As his hand reaches down and grabs you, and you will regain 15 HP as he pulls you to your feet.
Thank you.
Oh, please, the pleasure is all mine. I would have been in much more dire straits had such a concerned citizen not come across my way. The god Torm blesses me by having you here.
Your shouting was really, loud. Caught me off guard as I was walking around. And, saw the cheap shot. Couldn't let it slide.
As you say cheap shot, he kind of like looks over his shoulder, and you're able to kind of lean past, and you can see this bandaged bounty hunter cut in half, lying on the floor. You can see this kind of shocked expression over his face, and burn marks all throughout his bottom torso and upper hips where he was cleaved apart. Well, I should not call myself above a cheap shot, but the god must look favorably upon me if it is in defense of a good Samaritan.
What are you doing over here anyways? What was with the explosion?
Oh, there's... yes, I didn't seem to agree to be set on fire today. It was quite peculiar. I'll have the guard be called to it, and they'll have it cleaned right up. We'll have that all figured out. I assume, just like there was an assassination attempt on the great lord of this town, some dastardly villains wish to bring me low as well. But, due to both the protection of my god and the kindness of a Samaritan, that plan has been well and truly foiled, now hasn't it?
I see. That looks like you lost a lot of, something over there.
And even as you say that and you look at him, you watched him get shot through the eye. You watched him be caught in the dead center of an explosion. His skin is fine. His eye is back. Like he'd never been shot in the first place. You can still see the blood kind of down the side of his face and the cheek, but much more blood is on his blade that he's beginning to sheath. He looks fine.
Is there any roll that I could make to figure out why that would be the case?
Make your choice between these three.
Oh, Jesus.
Religion, Arcana,
All right.
or Medicine. Each yield different results.
Damn. Okay. Religion, Arcana, or Medicine? That's fucking difficult. We'll go with Religion for an 18.
Religion for an 18. You know the god that he keeps talking about, Torm, who is the god of courage and self-sacrifice, a lawful good god of war. He obviously is worshipping him as he's sporting the symbol of Torm in his white gauntlet on his right hand. But unless if it's some sort of divine miracle on this person, you don't know of healing acts performed by a war god. Unless if this is something new of a miracle across him.
You always gonna push. We're gonna push. Push some buttons. You seem quite well coming out of all of this, really.
Why, thank you.
It wasn't much of a compliment.
Then what do you mean it by?
Curiosity. I know that if my fur got caught on fire, I'd probably be burnt to a crisp.
Well, luckily for me, I am both not made of fur and have the protection of the mighty Torm behind me. With his guidance and championship, nothing can stand between me and the goals I need to accomplish.
And your Tom, tell me more, if you care to enlighten me, about how that worshipping is going for you. And I've never heard of a war god being able to do what you're doing.
Oh, that's simply because you have never met a servant of self-sacrifice quite like me. Please. And he's going to, in a kind of swift motion, has finished sheathing his sword and goes over and picks up that crossbow and looks at it before almost like clicking his tongue or sneering at the body on the ground, and then turning around and extending his left hand out to you. I do believe you have earned the walk back to your residence that you were asking for so long ago. I'll add on to it by giving you a bit of a story.
Perfect. I will gladly take the walk back.
You see this broad smile, very warm and inviting across his face as you take his as you take as you take his hand and he leads you back towards the fresh flask. Undisturbed by this assassination attempt, and with one of those 4 people you saw Adler talking to lying cleaved in twain on the ground, something is different about this Inquisitor. And with that is where we're going to end session for tonight.
Oh, can I do just one thing real quick?
You'll get to do the beginning of it next time.
No, it's like really small. I just need to roll like 2 dice, and then we're done.
What's up? What's going on?
I took a short rest. I just want to regain some hit dice.
That's fine. You're good to do that.
I mean, I would call what we did in the thing a short rest too.
Yeah, you guys are able to do short rests.
I
I mean, you guys are, after all of this, after all of you do what you want to do, which I believe Ophelia and Aelin, technically Glarin as well, have all finished what they want to do for the evening. You guys are going to get a long rest anyway. It's just, I believe...
cutting out, so I'm getting 1 word out of every 5.
I don't know what's wrong because stream is getting everything, and I don't know what's going on, Helmenia. I'm gonna look up stream right now. I'm gonna look up stream right now.
I'm not going into a long rest after my short rest because we're going into the sewers.
Ah, I see.
So I need that short rest so I can be at full HP because I lost some doing something.
Sounds
I don't remember where
Gucci.
I lost HP, but I did something.
Okay.
But I rolled an 8 and a 5. I'm all good.
All right. Well, with that bit, I'm still going to end the stream. I'm going to say thank you, everybody, so much to watching. And I do believe... yeah, I do feel good about giving out a little bit of such. Jazz, does Yoy have inspiration still?
I have 2 points. Still.
Sick.
I
So that
haven't
means
used
I'm gonna,
them
if
yet.
you're fine with it, I'm gonna default to giving Ophelia a bit of inspiration as well. Then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Please do. I'm saving mine for rainy days.
Ophelia, you had amazing moments of talking both with the Genasi and the Drow, getting some stuff done with Aelin and such. Please, I would love for you to have an inspiration.
Yeah, but it wasn't as I know it wasn't as cool as, like, I'm gonna save the
Inquisitor's
life.
Come on,
That-
you can't blame me for that shit.
I can't argue
You
with
can't
that.
argue with
one.
that shit.
That's something nutty. I'll take my constellation.
We're
Good
gonna
boy
be
point.
we're gonna be talking about that for a minute.
Oh yes, we are. But I'll take mine. Had a great time.
All right, but besides that and some wonderful conversations, thank you everybody so much for watching the stream. I hope you had a wonderful time. If you're watching live on Twitch, thank you so much. And if you're watching the restream on YouTube, thank you as well. If you're not following or subscribed, please do. We would play this anyway, but this just lets us know you enjoy watching. And as always, I'll see you next week. Take care, everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Bye.